What's up, everybody? Welcome to Adorama Replay. I'm Josh Saleh. Let's talk about the video game news from the previous week. We got Amy Hennig announcing a new Star Wars game, which is so exciting. New Syphon Filter games, Baldur's Gate 3 finally gets a release date, and a lackluster Halo roadmap. Well, let's get into it. Alright, starting with our first bit of news, this was super exciting because the last time I played Crazy Taxi was on Dreamcast, and the time before that was in an arcade. But Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio reportedly are getting a big budget reboot. Now, this is huge from Sega. Big budget, that's really cool. I want to see what happens with Crazy Taxi, what they're going to add to it, what multiplayer mechanics they're going to add to it, what kind of graphics they'll add to it as well, because I'm used to Crazy Taxi on like super old, outdated graphics, which I love. I mean, that's where I grew up with. But will it have microtransactions as well? That I'm not looking forward to. If it does, there are some rumors that it could have some microtransactions on them, which wouldn't be surprising. A lot of games kind of have some microtransactions going on right now. I think the biggest set of news this week that just happened was Amy Hennig, known for Jak and Daxter and Uncharted. She is working with Skydance. She co-founded Skydance New Media, and they are now making a new Star Wars game. And this is so exciting. It's going to be filled with action and adventure, focusing on a storyline. I think if you can get that same pulse that Uncharted has with Star Wars, I think it's a recipe for success. And you know, the Star Wars universe is so expansive, and there's so many books and shows and stuff that people haven't even heard of or known about, especially with the books and the lore behind it. So if you do something that's outside of the Skywalker stuff, outside of different planets that nobody's known before, like if you tap into that, I think you have one of the best games that you can do. So I'm really excited for Amy and her team and everything that game is going to be. And I'm very excited that Star Wars is out of the EA grasp, and so many other companies and publishers are now able to make games in the Star Wars universe. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge new gameplay just came out, 11 minutes of it, and this brings me back to my childhood, back into the arcades where you're putting quarters, playing with friends. Oh my goodness, I love this style. I love the artwork and the design they kept from the previous arcade game. They also have the voice actors that originally did their roles in 1987 to reprise their roles now. We have a release window, summer 2022 this game is coming out, which is just a couple months away. And this looks incredible. Nintendo Switch, PC, PlayStation, and Xbox going to come out on all of those platforms. If you're a fan of the old arcade games, and we talked about Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio, and now you have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming out. It just brings me so much joy. It brings me so much joy. And now gamers that are in their 30s and 40s that played them as kids, you get to share this with your kids if you have kids, and your family, so people who are new to gaming, and you can get them into this as well, which is really cool. Not good news, Sony is cooking up plans to run ads in PlayStation games as rival Microsoft plans a similar program with Xbox. We do know on the Xbox dashboard there are ads on there, and the PlayStation not so much. However, Sony is now working on ways to incorporate ads into their games. Not great. I mean, we do know those EA ads during the UFC games that came up if you got UFC, and how many people were like, this was not what I paid for, this is not okay. So if ads are coming to games, it's not great. And I'm hoping this doesn't stick, but it is reported from Business Insider that it could happen, and they're making plans for it. So stay tuned for that. Voice chat has finally arrived in Battlefield 2042 5 months after the game launched. I mean, is anybody still playing this game? We know this launch had an abysmal launch, and they blamed it on Halo Infinite and COVID because they said not a lot of people were playing because of that. I think it had to do with the game itself. But now voice chat has finally been incorporated into the game. To think of a multiplayer game that comes out without voice chat, that's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, will executive produce the It Takes Two movie for Amazon. So It Takes Two is coming out with a movie, and Dwayne Johnson is executive producing. I feel like he's executive produces everything. I feel like he has his hands in everything. He's nonstop working. It has the same writers from Sonic the Hedgehog, Pat Casey and Josh Miller, executive producers, and you have the same people that worked on the game from Hazelight Studios working on the movie as well. So It Takes Two, one game of the year. totally deserved it winning Game of the Year, and now a movie's going to come from it. Ghostbusters VR announced for MetaQuest 2. We know the Ghostbusters game is coming out later this year. That's more like a Left 4 Dead, Dead by Daylight type game, but this is going to be in the VR virtual reality world to bust some ghosts. It's a new chapter in the Ghostbusters universe and will not be based on previous adaptations on the IP, so don't expect to see famous actors reprising their role in this game. Now, you'll fight off supernatural ghosts, and you can team up with friends. Up to 3 players can join as you save San Francisco from ghosts. So it's still very early on. This was just announced recently, but pretty cool. Ghostbusters in VR. We'll see how it plays and how it looks. Ubisoft announces a Project Q, a team battle arena game that isn't a battle royale. We know the last time Ubisoft had a battle royale game was Hyperscape, and that didn't last very long. Ubisoft is now trying to get back into that multiplayer action with a team battle arena called Project Q. There were some leaks about this earlier in the year, and now it's officially announced. It's still in early development. They're still gonna keep testing it, but you can register for upcoming tests. Click on the link in the description below for that registration for those tests. So if you want to play in the beta and see what it's like going on, it's always good to get on those early to see, hey, well, I like this, and especially if you're a streamer, you can show some early access. PvP modes and a single goal in mind: to have fun. Sounds like a summer camp. We'll see how it is. Super excited for this. I've been waiting for this game to get out of beta for over a year. Baldur's Gate 3 will officially leave early access and be released in 2023. I'm a huge fan of the Baldur's Gate series. Larian Studios, who did Divinity Original Sin 2 and 1, is now doing Baldur's Gate 3, and it's been in early access for a long time. And people were still loving it and getting it, and still, they wished it was the actual game and the full game, but they were still enjoying the game, which is good. But I've been waiting for the full game to come out because I'm not the type of person to play an early access game, then wait it out, then go back into it and all that stuff. So 2023, Baldur's Gate 3 will officially come out, and we'll see if more people jump on board, or did early access scare them away. 4 Syphon Filters game rated for PS5 and PS4 in Korea showed up ahead of an all-new PlayStation Plus launch. Syphon Filter, huge games that came out back in the PlayStation days, and they're saying the original Syphon Filter, Syphon Filter 2, Syphon Filter Dark Mirror, and Syphon Filter Logan's Shadow were seen being rated in Korea for games. So typically when they see those ratings come out, the games will probably get released. So it's really cool. I wonder if these are going to be remasters, if they're just re-releases, but Syphon Filter was some of my favorite games, and I'm really excited to replay those on Plus. Like, is it going to be a free game on PlayStation Plus? Is it going to be part of the new tier system that they have coming in June? A lot of questions around that, and we'll see what happens. Halo Infinite finally got a roadmap, and not a lot of people were excited about this for multiple reasons. One of the big ones being multiplayer campaign not coming out until late August. The game came out in December of 2021, and we have to wait that long to play a co-op campaign? That's a long time. To me, that tells me the game wasn't really ready yet, especially with the Forge open beta coming out in September, nearly a year after the release. There's still a rumored Battle Royale. We don't know if that's coming. Campaign split screen is to be decided, to be announced on this. A lot of things that people were hoping to get when the game released that should have happened when the game was released. So will there be players still playing Halo? I mean, the game's a lot of fun. It's fast-paced. It's Halo, arguably one of the best multiplayer games ever to come out, and Halo Infinite is along those lines of a fun multiplayer game. I'm really looking forward to a Battle Royale. I know some people are like, no, don't do a Battle Royale, Halo, but I kind of see what happens. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Very excited for the co-op. I definitely have some friends that I want to play when that campaign becomes co-op. Bethesda launcher will be shut down on May 11th. Everything is going to be moving over to Steam. Bethesda launcher was required for Fallout 76 and certain games as well, where you had to get that to download those games and to be in the Bethesda world. But now the Bethesda launcher is no longer a thing, and all your games, wallets will all transfer over to Steam starting April 27th. So Steam, still the king. Variable refresh rate arrives on PS5 later this week. A year and a half after launch, PS5 finally gets this. This is going to make games run a lot smoother. It's not going to lock in a refresh rate, and so you'll have a lower or higher refresh rate than your display, which is great. So you won't get a lot of screen tearing. You won't get a lot of stuttering. It will match your display and be able to change based on the display you're using. So this is great. Less input lag, more smoothness. This is huge. This was only supported by Xbox Series S and X, and now PlayStation 5 has finally gotten it. So that's good to see. The biggest bit of news this week, Modern Warfare 2 was teased. Oh my goodness, all we saw was a logo and nothing more. We don't have a release date, we don't have anything, but this means they're going back to the roots of Modern Warfare, which was one of my favorites, some of my favorite Call of Duty games. That Modern Warfare series will stand the test of time. Can they get that love and that DNA back again? Or did they lose it with all these latest war zones and Call of Duties that didn't quite hit it with Vanguard and Cold War? I'm hoping this will be incredible. Everybody wants it to be incredible. We just want a good Call of Duty game with a strong campaign and a really cool battle royale. None of this Vanguard stuff. I don't want these weapons. Get these Vanguard weapons out of here. Give me all the latest and greatest, y'all. So huge news. Cannot wait to see more from this game. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and let us know in the comments which news you were a fan of. Keep tuning in every Monday where we talk about the news of the previous week, because you don't want to miss some awesome video game news. We'll catch you later. Peace.